Okay, y'all, it's dessert time today as we get together these Ooey Boozin Pecan Brownies. If you love a good moist dessert, you're going to love this one today. It puts you in the mind of a good moist German chocolate cake. But these are brownies today, y'all. So y'all, let's stop talking about it and get on over here on this counter so we can get these brownies together and be eating them for dessert this day. Okay, y'all? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get our dry ingredients together first for these brownies. So in this bowl, I already have 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. And to that, I'm going to add a 1/3 cup of dark cocoa. And just a little, right here. A lot of people use the chips, the chocolate chips in theirs, and I do that sometime too. But for this particular recipe, I want to use my dark cocoa there, okay? Now, I'm gonna go ahead and put in here a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. It's a little baking powder there. 1/2 teaspoon of that. And I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. There you go. And I'm just going to go ahead and whisk these dry ingredients together. And we're going to move on to our wet ingredients, okay? In this bowl, I have 4 eggs, and they are at room temperature, and I use large eggs there. Now to that, I'm going to go ahead and add 2 cups of granulated sugar, and this is 1.5 sticks of butter that's softened, and that comes to 3/4 cups of butter. Yeah, get that in there. And we're putting in 2 teaspoons of whiskey. Now you know it's gonna be some booze in there, but if you want to avoid the booze altogether, you feel free to use 2 teaspoons of vanilla. That'll be just fine. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna beat this until it's light and fluffy. And that's the light and fluffy consistency that we're looking for, just like this. Now what I want to do is add the dried ingredients into the mixture. Let's go kind of slow this up. And then I'm just going to pull this together with my spoon here. You can feel free to go ahead and beat it together until it's at the right mixture consistency, or you can pull it together with your spoon like I like to do, because I don't like that flour flying all over the place. Oops. Now you see it didn't take long to bring that together, and that's the consistency that we want. You see that kind of thick. All right, so now what we want to do is get our pan together. This right here is pan. It doesn't look as old as it actually is, but this is my brownie pan right here, and I also have used this from time to time to make cornbread in, because everyone loves those crunchy corners that you get. So that's kind of the design of this pan. So you can have those crunchy brownie corners or the cornbread corners. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and spray this pan down really well with a little bit of non-sticking spray here. So, so our brownies won't be sticking here. Get it? All those little grooves, make sure you spray them down well in those corners, okay? And this is, if you're using a regular pan, that's fine. Also, this is just something I saw years ago, and I liked it, and so I got it, and I'm pretty sure they still sell them somewhere. I'm just gonna wipe this off. There came on the very top. Now what we're gonna do is I'll dollop our brownie mix in here. Oops, like so. We're just going to continue to do this until we get it all the way around here. What you see me doing is just kind of working it down into these grooves to make sure I've got it pretty evenly distributed. My oven is already warm at a temperature of 350 degrees, and this portion of the gooey brownies are going to go in there, and I'm going to let these bake for 20 minutes, that is, okay? All right. Now what we want to do is get our topping, this pecan topping together, so when those brownies are finished cooking, we'll be ready to pour this right on. In this cup, in this bowl, I have a cup of granulated sugar. To this, I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Now, I wanna put in here a 1/3 cup of melted butter, salted, very softly melted, really melted, you know. But anyway, let's get this in here. All right. Now I want to add a cup of light corn syrup, just a little bit of this right here, 1 cup. I love to get it all out, y'all. Now I need to put a teaspoon of whiskey in there, and if you let it dribble over a little bit more than a teaspoon, that's all right too. But if you're not using whiskey, go ahead and use a teaspoon of vanilla flavor there, okay? Now we need to add 4 large eggs, 4 eggs in here. So go ahead and add those in there. And bring this together. Now we've got that all whipped up to about this consistency, and now we're going to add 2 cups of coarsely chopped pecan. Just going to move that around, and then we're going over to the stove because we have to get this over that brownie mix as soon as it comes out of the oven. Okay, this part of the brownie is ready, and it's ready for this mixture to go over. So this is what it's looking like at this point, and we're just gonna pour it on. Now I have all of my pecan mixture, gooey pecan mixture poured on top there. And I'm just kind of moving it around to make sure I have my pecans evenly distributed there. And see, I also put a cookie sheet underneath there, because sometimes when you're using these bubbly mixtures, they have a time to, sometimes will spill over in your stove, and I just try to avoid that by putting a cookie sheet under. So now we're going to put this into the oven for anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes, just until I can shake it and it's not jiggly around there, okay? I'll let you see it when it comes out. All right, y'all, 30 minutes later, and there she is, that gooey brownie pecan pecan brownie, that is. And it's all set. Everything is very good. And now we need to let it cool. I'm gonna let it cool for about 30 minutes before I cut into it. But let me give you all a little tip on this. If you're using just the square pan, not necessarily this fancy brownie pan here, once you put your pecan mixture over, put some aluminum foil over the pan while it bakes for that 30 minutes. And that will help yours bake more evenly, and you'll get that slight little jiggle in the center, and you'll know that it's done. So be sure to put foil over yours if you're using a regular baking pan. I forgot to tell you all that. So let's let it cool, then we're gonna bite into it, okay? Well, y'all see, we got it done, and in record time. I want to thank you all so much for letting me be part of the peak to your day and joining me here in this Boozin kitchen again for a wonderful dessert. I'm going to go on and get on out of y'all's hair, but right now, I'm going to take me a good little old bite, and y'all know how I do that. Gotta take one more bite because y'all know I'm greedy like that.